Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Arrow here. Today we're going to be doing another two-part video topic, and we're going to be talking about overall AAA games versus indie developed games, and I'm going to be addressing the Nintendo community. So today at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which if you live on the East Coast, that's 12 p.m. They're going to be doing a indie showcase. This is not a Nintendo Direct; it's an indie showcase. So these amazing indie developers can showcase what they've been working hard on. So that's what we're going to talk about first. All right. This right here, Nexamon Extinction, was made by an indie developer. It's like a Pokemon type game. I love this game. Indie games are gems. They're gems. And that's not to say AAA games aren't. And if you're not aware, AAA titles are like your major titles. Like if you're not a if you're not a I play games all the time kind of gamer, you may not know about indie titles or games that aren't released on a yearly basis, the most popular type games. Um, and the reason I want to talk about indie games versus AAA title developed games is because of the Nintendo community. And Nintendo, I'm gonna get at y'all in a minute, all right? But this indie showcase, these developers in the indie scene typically don't have more than, maybe from what I've ever heard, maybe 20 people working on one game. We have indie games that have been made by one person and they end up being amazing. Some of them include by Digital Devolver. What an amazing group of people. If you've never played a Digital Devolver game, I would say The Messenger or Katana Zero. Great games. But like I said, you may have some that 1 to 5 people total. So they do Kickstarters, they do certain things to raise money to make these games. And there are pros and cons to having AAA games or indie games. AAA games, your 2Ks, your Call of Duties, your Maddens, uh, Halo. There's a bunch of them. I'm naming some of them that right off the top of my head I can go. Assassin's Creed, stuff like that. Um, they have the money and the resources and the amount of people, and there's plenty more, but I'm just naming some: money, resources, and people, to where they can make yearly games. They can put out the best graphics, and it depends because graphics can depend on what type of game you're playing. So that can be a opinion based thing. But like I said, graphics. You could put out yearly games. You have more of a budget to do a lot more things, and that's not always a good thing either. I'm one of those people that said, oh, and another one, Far Cry. That and there's a reason I'm naming Far Cry, right? Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, those three in particular, yearly releases because we buy them every year. I haven't bought one of those three games in a couple years, but I've heard mixed reactions, right? Call of Duty, just I think last year released another World War II, right? They did World War II. Now there's rumors that they could be going back to World War II this year. Don't know for sure because it's a rumor, but they get yearly games, and we lose certain features. We lose certain features that end up coming back later on, reintroduced as new features. Then we get this DLC, add-ons, just like I talked about in other videos, right? DLCs, add-ons, stuff of that nature. And that's where my problems with AAA developers come in sometimes. You have all this money, all these resources. I'll say like 2K. I'm going to pick on 2K again. Y'all make all this money. And don't get me wrong, there are AAA games out there that are amazing, that are fun. The graphics, whether it's Borderlands, I like Halo's graphics for what they're worth. But you get those games that you have all this money and resources and hardworking people, but you give us the same thing every year. The same thing every year, right? You take out features that we wanted, that way next year's game, you can throw them back in and repackage them as, oh, we brought this back. Oh, we've updated said new feature. And like I said, I'm not bashing, because there are some amazing AAA games. Like my boy TK9, sorry K9 OMG. He loves Halo. He loves Bayonetta. He loves the Mario games. Great AAA games, right? I think y'all can agree with that. If not, it's just not your cup of tea. But what I like about indie developers, right, is that it's like NCAA basketball versus the NBA, right? I'm more of an NBA fan, but I've heard a lot of people tell me the reason they like NCAA basketball more, or they prefer it, is those grown men in the NCAA are working towards the ultimate goal. Yes, they want championships. Yes, they want the accolades, but they're working towards the NBA, so they're more hungry. They're fighting for something, and that's what these these indie games are like. When you got one person, when you got a max of 10 people, you don't have the money and the resources that a AAA developer would have, a well-known developer would have. Rarely, you might, but it's rare. But these people are fighting to make sure their game, they're putting all of their dedication, all the features, everything else to make sure this game succeeds. And not all of them succeed. I'm not saying they're all going to succeed, because they may not all succeed, but they have something to fight towards, where when you have a game that's well known, that's popular, that sells well, you can take the short way, the shortcut around, and people ain't gonna really notice, because it's the popular game, because we praise that game no matter if they take features out. Like once again, I'm gonna go on Far Cry, right? Far Cry 4 and then Far Cry Primal, different story, same map, just a reskin map, and we paid full price for that. I didn't, but I say we as a gaming community paid full price for that, right? Assassin's Creed comes out every year. Basically the same kind of game, different story. May not be the same map, but you get the idea. And once again, not saying indie developers always hit it, because, hey, whether you're AAA or you're indie, you're going to swing and miss sometimes. Sometimes you may swing and get a home run on it. But I definitely respect indie developers, because they try to make the most out of every little thing they have. And once again, I'm not saying AAA developers don't, but you can definitely notice a passion perspective from an indie developer versus certain AAA developers. And the reason I'm even talking about all this, right, is because of Nintendo. And this is where we're gonna get in. Oh no, one more thing about the developer thing, right? The indie versus AAA. I will never understand how certain AAA, I'm always going to say certain because I don't want to group everybody together, but certain AAA developers will release games and then release DLC and add-ons to an incomplete game. Where an indie developer, and remember how many people I told you work on these games, okay, on the indie games, they'll try to put free, now sometimes they may charge you, but the amount of content that you're getting, it's worth the couple dollars that they may charge you, and a lot of them are free. Like real quick, right? We're gonna go here, all right? And I wish that it was out now, but Katana Zero, amazing video game, Digital Devolver. It's one guy who worked on this game on Katana Zero, one guy, and he's been working on the new DLC for a while. And he promised that DLC will be free of charge, and it will be bigger than the base game. But then we get certain AAA companies that give us DLC, charges $40 for it, which is $20 less than the game itself, and you may get a couple hours of rushed gameplay. Some you may, like Dark Souls. I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. Bloodborne, Demon Souls, I've done it all. The DLCs for those games are You may get a season pass for 25. But if they're not, they may not be longer in hours played, but the content provided, wow, it's beautiful. And I wish more AAA developers did that, right? But done with that topic, we're getting on Nintendo. My boy K9 says I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I'm a gaming fanboy. Whether it's the 3DS, whether it's my Switch, whether it's my PlayStation 2, my Vita. I got a couple other ones. I got the PlayStation 1 sitting down there, the PS3 right here. I've showed y'all that. I got the 64 down here and everything like that, right? Nintendo, y'all, and I consider myself a fan of every gaming community because every community has something to offer. Not always for the good. And Nintendo, this is where I address y'all. Not Nintendo, I'm sorry. The Nintendo community. Let me make that clear. I'm addressing y'all. So, like I stated at the beginning of the video, we got an Indy Showcase coming out, right? And the first thing I see people asking for on Twitter, are we getting new Smash characters? Are we getting this? Where's Metroid? Where's Bayonetta? Once again, let me make this clear. I'm looking forward to Metroid Bayonetta, the new Smash character. But they specifically said this is an indie showcase for indie developers. Why every time they announce an indie showcase, y'all decide that y'all want to complain, y'all want to whine? Let these people have their moment. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into their games to make sure we get consistent video games put out until those AAA games come out. And y'all wanna crap all over them? Trying not to curse. Y'all wanna crap all over them? That pisses me off. We'll get the new Smash character when it's ready to be announced. This ain't the time. And y'all do that every time. I seen comments saying, "Oh, well, I didn't buy a Switch for indie games." Well, then go get you an Xbox or a PlayStation, where they have more of those exclusives or AAA games that you're looking for. Now, I'm not giving Nintendo a pass because y'all announced Bayonetta 3 and talked about Metroid a couple years back, like my boy, me and K9 were talking about. So you don't get a pass, but I want you guys to hold Nintendo responsible for this. But don't take it out on the indie developers. All they trying to do is make quality video games for us to enjoy. Don't take it out on them. Don't crap on their stuff. Stop doing that. Take that to Nintendo directly. Don't when they showcase this indie showcase, don't go in the comments on YouTube or whoever's streaming in and crap on it. Why are we punishing them? All they doing is their job, and a damn good one at it. Why are we punishing them? Y'all Nintendo fans, y'all kill me sometimes. There's nothing wrong with being passionate in one of your AAA stuff, but we'll get a Nintendo Direct for that. We just got one out of nowhere. Then what, a month and a half ago, we just got a Direct. We just got the new Pokemon announced. Let these indie people have their time to shine. Let them have their time to shine. They're out here grinding, okay? I can't stand when the Nintendo community gets like that. Y'all complain about the smallest stuff sometimes. Oh, I don't want extra quality games. I just want the same ones over and over. Well, then just play the ones you got already then. And shut up and let other people enjoy what we're looking forward to. If it's not your cup of tea, and I guess you know, I have said you're allowed to have your own opinion. So I guess I can't really say you can't express it, but I be seeing some of the same people on every Nintendo post. When we get a new Smash character? When you gonna talk about Pokemon? When's the new Mario? When's the new Bayonetta? When's the new Metroid? When's Mother 3 coming out? Every time, every single time, y'all don't get tired of that? Like I said, I'm part of the Nintendo community, but let people have their moment. Let them have their moment. It ain't gonna kill y'all. It's not gonna kill y'all. That's why sometimes Like K9 talks about the Sony fanboy base, the community, how they be toxic. Man, Nintendo fans sometimes can be hella toxic for no reason. I guarantee you'll go on YouTube today while these indie people are showing off their games and give it a thumbs down just because it ain't the games you want. Don't watch it then. If you're legitimately not interested, why are you gonna watch? Just so you can hate on them? You gonna give them undeserved hate. I could see if they were the ones running things, all they doing is making their games, man. So stop doing that. That's aggravating. I typically don't let people bother me because you're allowed to have an opinion, but man, hating on somebody else trying to be successful, who's trying to give us quality. They're not just trying to release a game every year just because. Oh, hey, it's that time of year, gotta release another game. It's, hey, we took years, or one person. Say, I took years to make this game for y'all. And then the first thing I go to, I'm excited. I'm like, man, they get to see what I've been working on for so long. Thumbs down, thumbs down. This ain't a Smash character. This ain't a Smash character. This ain't Pokemon. It's like, man, come on, man. Do better than that. Express your displeasure with Nintendo or the first-party developers that aren't bringing the games to us that you want. Express that to them, but don't do it to them. Don't do it to the indies. I'm telling you, give them a chance. Do some research on them. Look at people's gameplays. You're missing out. Somebody may look at this right now and be like, it's just a Pokemon knockoff. Nah. You'd be wrong. Just saying, all right? So, you guys drop a comment. If you're going to be watching the Indy Showcase, let me know what you guys think about indies versus the first-party developers, the AAA games, all right? And then if you're a Nintendo fan and you dislike this video because I called you out, that's fine. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. But just take my words and just really marinate on them, all right? Just marinate on them. Let them sit up here and just marinate on the facts that I brought to you, or my opinions. It may not be fact to you, but my opinions, all right? I may even show the Indy Showcase up here, so if anything, I might be dropping another video later on in the evening. So, guys, let's love our video games, no matter what system you on. Let's love our video games. Let's enjoy what we playing. Let's have fun, all right? I'll catch y'all later.